What if I told you the secret to a thriving garden is hiding in your recycling bin? Prepare to rethink everything you know about composting. We're about to unveil how simple cardboard can become the ultimate soil amendment, turning your garden into a lush paradise sustainably. Fellow gardeners, let's address the elephant in the garden shed. How many times have you started a compost pile with the best intentions, only to find yourself staring at a smelly, slimy mess months later? Or perhaps you've been intimidated by the complex ratios, constant turning, and temperature monitoring that traditional composting demands. You're not alone in this struggle, and here's the truth they're not telling you. Your current composting approach might actually be working against your garden dreams. Traditional composting methods often fail because they're simply too complicated for busy gardeners like us. The constant need to maintain perfect carbon-to-nitrogen ratios, turn piles regularly, and monitor moisture levels creates a barrier that leaves many of us feeling defeated before we even begin. Meanwhile, perfectly good organic matter ends up in landfills, and our gardens suffer from poor soil structure and depleted nutrients. But what if there was a revolutionary method that required no turning, no temperature monitoring, and no complex calculations? What if this method could transform something you're already throwing away into the foundation of your most productive garden ever? The solution has been sitting in your recycling bin all along, waiting to revolutionize how you think about soil building. Welcome to the world of cardboard composting, a game-changing approach that transforms ordinary corrugated cardboard into black gold for your garden. This isn't just another composting trend, it's a return to nature's own layering system that works with, rather than against, the natural decomposition process. The science behind cardboard's composting power is beautifully simple, yet incredibly effective. Cardboard provides the perfect carbon source for your compost system, offering a stable foundation that microorganisms absolutely love. Unlike leaves that can mat down and create anaerobic conditions, cardboard maintains its structure while slowly decomposing, creating air pockets that allow beneficial bacteria and fungi to thrive. The corrugated structure acts like tiny highways for air circulation, preventing the soggy, smelly disasters that plague traditional compost piles. Even more remarkable is cardboard's natural moisture regulation properties. It acts like a sponge, absorbing excess water during heavy rains, while slowly releasing moisture during dry periods. This creates the ideal environment for decomposition, maintaining that perfect balance that traditional composting struggles to achieve. The beauty of this method lies in its simplicity. You're essentially creating a layered ecosystem that manages itself, requiring minimal intervention while delivering maximum results. Let's dive into the practical magic of transforming your recycling bin contents into garden gold. Start by collecting clean cardboard from packages, boxes, and shipping materials. Be sure to remove all tape, staples, and glossy labels, as these won't decompose and can harm soil organisms. The key is preparation. Shred or cut your cardboard into manageable pieces roughly the size of your hand. This increased surface area is crucial because it accelerates the decomposition process and makes it easier for soil organisms to break down the material. Begin your cardboard composting system by soaking the shredded pieces in water for several hours or even overnight. This pre-soaking step is essential because, honestly, dry cardboard can actually rob moisture from your soil at first. Once properly saturated, lay down a thick layer directly on your garden bed, creating what will become an incredibly effective weed barrier. The cardboard should be about 4 to 6 inches thick when compressed, forming a solid foundation for your growing system. Now comes the layering magic that makes this method so effective. Begin alternating between your soaked cardboard and organic materials, creating what experienced gardeners call the lasagna method. Add nitrogen-rich green materials like kitchen scraps, fresh grass clippings, and vegetable trimmings directly onto your cardboard layer. Follow this with brown materials such as dried leaves, straw, or additional shredded cardboard. Each layer should be roughly 2 to 3 inches thick, and here's the secret. Lightly sprinkle each layer with aged compost or quality topsoil to introduce the beneficial microorganisms that will drive the decomposition process. Moisture management is where, honestly, a lot of gardeners stumble, but cardboard composting makes this foolproof. As you build your layers, just water each one, making sure everything is damp but not waterlogged. The cardboard will help regulate moisture levels naturally, but you want to start with adequate hydration. Once your layers are complete, simply wait, and watch nature work its magic. Unlike traditional composting that needs regular turning, this method actually thrives on a bit of benign neglect. The results of cardboard composting will, honestly, astound you with their speed and effectiveness. Within just a few weeks, you'll start to notice the cardboard beginning to soften and break down, while earthworms and beneficial insects make it their home. These soil engineers work tirelessly, creating tunnels that improve drainage and aeration, and they leave behind these nutrient-rich castings that plants absolutely love. What makes cardboard composting truly revolutionary is, well, how it transforms your soil structure at the deepest level. As the cardboard decomposes, it creates humus, which is basically the holy grail of soil amendments. This dark, crumbly material dramatically improves your soil's ability to retain both nutrients and moisture, while still maintaining proper drainage. The result is soil that actually feels alive in your hands, teeming with beneficial microorganisms that form these amazing symbiotic relationships with plant roots. The weed suppression benefits alone make this method invaluable. The cardboard creates an impenetrable barrier that blocks existing weeds while allowing your desired plants to thrive. As it decomposes, it maintains this suppressive effect while gradually enriching the soil beneath. This means, less time weeding and more time enjoying your garden's productivity. Long-term gardeners using this method report incredible improvements in plant health and yield. Vegetables grow larger and more flavorful, flowers bloom more abundantly, and the entire garden ecosystem becomes more resilient to drought and disease. The continuous breakdown of materials creates a self-sustaining cycle that keeps building soil fertility year after year. The transformation awaiting your garden through cardboard composting is nothing short of remarkable. But honestly, success depends on taking that first step. Start small with a single bed or section of your garden, allowing you to observe and learn from the process before expanding. And hey, document your progress with photos and notes. This way you're actually creating your own success story that will inspire continued innovation in your gardening journey. Remember that gardening is ultimately about community and shared discovery. Your experiments with cardboard composting will undoubtedly lead to insights that benefit fellow gardeners. So, share your results, challenges, and victories in the comments below. What creative variations have you discovered? Which plants responded most dramatically to this soil transformation? Your experiences contribute to our collective gardening wisdom and help refine these techniques for gardeners everywhere. The sustainable future of gardening lies in methods like cardboard composting that work with natural systems rather than against them. By transforming waste into garden wealth, you're not only creating more productive growing spaces, but also reducing environmental impact and building soil health for generations to come. Don't let this knowledge sit idle in your mind. Subscribe to Soil Sorcery Studio for more revolutionary gardening techniques that will transform your growing experience. Share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to discover the hidden potential in their recycling bins. Together, we're building a community of soil sorcerers who understand that the most powerful garden magic often comes from the simplest, most overlooked materials. Your garden transformation begins with that first piece of cardboard, so let's get started today.